Hey everybody, how are you doing today?
Happy Sunday, and to the third time, happy Sunday. How art thou?
Oh, we are doing just quite lovely. Tiffany, I'm not sure if you're aware, but sometime when I go on the air, this voice just comes out. I don't know what happens. It just happens.
I love it. I
Sheila
love
is
it.
fluent. She is fluent in English. But
So, so listen, everybody, we have Coach Tiffany Parra with us today, right? Or Parra?
Yes,
Parra.
para.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I
Gotta roll
can't do the I
R's.
can't do the
Para.
tongue roll, but we're gonna let you do the tongue roll. I forgot you did tell me that. So the
Para.
padra. I think I almost got it right.
Almost,
Okay.
yeah.
okay.
Listen, guys, I'm excited to have her here. We're not gonna be before everybody long today, but we wanted to informally introduce you before we formally introduce you. Instead, we're gonna kind of turn it over to Aaron so we can hop right into things.
Yes, and I heard that Miss Parra, I got it right, didn't I?
Almost.
She, she said almost. We picked out a jazz. I couldn't find a saxophonist, so I got a jazz flautist, Miss Bobby Humphreys,
Yes.
and we're gonna scratch a little bit of her in the intro today.
Okay,
Slap that down there.
let's do
And
that.
got a question for you guys. Where are we going today?
So Tiffany, I didn't prep you, but we're going all the way there. So we say that together. We're going all the way there.
Here.
All right, Aaron, scratch that jazz CD.
Where are we going today? All the way there. Let's go.
Hey, everybody. So, listen, we have Tiffany's with us today. We're going to spend a very minimum time on the icebreaker, but Tiffany is a coach who specializes in helping you develop a healthy lifestyle by finding balance physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Look, I connected with Tiffany on Instagram. Well, in her case, Aaron, I was kind of stalking. Look, I sent her
That makes
I
two of
sent
us,
her
Tiffany.
I know I was stalking you both, obviously. But it's so funny because Tiffany and I connected through Instagram. But what's amazing is after we connected, I realized that I had screenshot her information earlier in the year, and I was kind of flipped out when I was deleting pictures, and I'm like, I was supposed to be, so she was in my subconscious, what I'm saying? So that's amazing how that happens, that that was and I screenshot and sent it to you. I'm like, you
Yep,
are
you
not gonna believe this. The date knob. But Aaron, tell us what the icebreaker is really quick.
yeah.
The icebreaker is, what is the most original Christmas gift or any gift that you ever received or given?
Okay,
Ladies first.
ladies first, Miss Padra.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to say gift. Because Christmas gifts, I'm gonna have to say, I keep it very simple. I usually end up giving gift cards, things like that, so people can go and get their own things. But I remember when I first met my husband, when we were dating, his niece loved leopard print. And for her
Okay.
birthday, I found this cupcake place. It's a famous cupcake place close to LA. And they ended up doing leopard print cupcakes where I got her a dozen leopard
Very
print.
nice. So
She put it,
thoughtful.
she saw those like, what? Where did you get these from? I've never seen these before. And yeah, it was just awesome just to see just
See,
her
I
reaction.
like when people give you things that they know you're gonna like. Like, don't just get it because you know it's on sale. Like, you know I'm not gonna wear this. You know
No.
what
Mhm.
But for me, and I know this is gonna sound like I'm being super spiritual and deep and stuff, but for me, I'm just gonna say my daughter because I have received a lot of gifts. I'm a gift person and I love gifts. I mean, you could wrap up a piece of bubble gum, and if it's my favorite gum, you have won my heart. Like literally, I love gifts. I
Yeah.
love the thoughtfulness that come with them. But I'm gonna say my daughter because it's a gift that nobody else has given me.
Mm.
And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I love that.
What about you, Aaron?
Well, mine is I somebody gave me a gift. You remember those ram horn 10-speed handlebars?
Yes, back in the
Somebody just
70s.
Yeah.
yeah, somebody gave me just that
What?
ram horn.
What?
That's it. Yeah,
Just
What
the
was the purpose?
just the handlebars, right? And so I said, "Dang, what am I supposed to do with this?" And it was supposed to be a gag gift. So I said, "Wait a minute, where did you
oh
get this from?" They said, "We got it from a junkyard." And I went back to the junkyard and got every piece of a bike and put it together and made
You
me a
did?
bike.
Are you serious?
Made me a
my
bike. I had that
God.
bike. It squeaked and it rattled, but it rolled.
But
And
see,
I
the way
saw,
I look at it is look at God. He gave you the innovation to go
Absolutely.
and be creative and witty.
Yes.
yep, found
Yeah.
every
They
piece
could
of a
just been
bike and
thrown
built
out
it.
there, just, but no, you worked with it and made it something usable.
Exactly.
That's so
Yep,
awesome.
yep.
Okay. So Tiffany, without further ado, tell us about your businesses.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm a serial entrepreneur, so
Yes.
Um, I am editor in chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine. That is definitely my passion. I went through my own health and wellness journey, and through that, have just a really big passion for, again, like you said earlier, helping people transform physically, mentally, spiritually, as well as financially. And with the magazine, we have coaches, trainers, all sorts of specialists and things that we feature, product, brand partners, all different sorts of people that are there to help you to do just what my vision was, to get people
Nice.
on their
Nice.
feet. So I absolutely love the magazine. We are one in 13 magazines in the Own It publishing platform with Marisa Blodoran. Definitely want to give big ups to Marisa for taking me
Hey.
out of that my comfort zone, and giving me the opportunity to become an editor in chief of the magazine.
Very nice.
We've been out there since 2021 and just been soaring ever since. So,
Nice. And then you have
so then I have, let's see, I've got my show. So I've got the show on MUFO TV, the Girl Powerhouse Network, which Girl Powerhouse Network during COVID, I got laid off out of my many, many years of HR. And I was, at an entertainment venue. Unfortunately, everything closed down. So it really gave me a chance to think. And reflecting back on my own, personal journey, I had already had the certifications because I got them to help myself. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and start some things. But it was a gut punch for me when I got laid off. And I needed to get
Mhm.
positive, like minded people around me. So I created the Girl Powerhouse Network. It was just some
Child.
ladies. Let's get together. Let's celebrate each other's wins, personal and professional. Let's talk through our challenges, personal and professional. Because when you have other people's perspectives, you can get through anything. And then
Yes.
I even made it a little bit juicier for us, where I said, let's ask thought provoking questions every week as well. And, just really support each other. We are now 477 women worldwide. It
I
Oh
is
love
wow,
it. I love it.
exciting.
wow.
Together, we're collaborating left and right, and it's absolutely amazing. What God has just blessed in my life, with this as well, just this whole sisterhood.
And then there's
Well, we've got my coaching business, which is, of course, being Fitness Fanatics. This is one of the billboards. I just recently signed a partnership with a young woman who is in media. So we now offer billboards just like that one, digital billboards. I was able to go out. I was on the 10 freeway in Baldwin Park here in California, and she hit me up. She says, "This is what time it's going to be playing, Tiff. Get out there." And I'm out there. My husband and I are out there. We're waiting. And we're waiting. And I just remember my heart just jumping out of my chest. And I
Sounds
just
so
became like
exciting.
this most excited just kid on Christmas, seeing my right as all these just thousands of cars are going by.
That is so sweet. Aaron, one day we'll have a billboard.
Yes, I
Yes,
was just thinking that.
offer
Just
that
thinking
to
that.
everyone I can. Like, let's show up like the big dogs do at a
Exactly.
fraction of the price. Because you know what? If you
Yeah.
don't know, now you do. Okay. It
Yeah.
Exactly.
have to break the bank with it at all.
I love it.
Mm,
I'm so inspired. I'm
yes.
so inspired. So listen, this woman wears many hats, literally.
I do.
But what we're going to talk about today, because it's called Reinventing Yourself, which you see she wear many hats. You can tap into her for multiple things. But as I was on her platform and we were talking behind the scenes, I discovered something else that she told me. And I'm like, wait, what? Tiffany, you, girl, tell us what you did.
I released almost a whole person. Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I released 118.7 pounds. Took me 3 years to
Wow.
do it, and it's slow and steady. But I got a rude awakening when I went in for a routine doctor's check. Right, just
mhm.
going
Hmm.
in like normal. And a lot of people don't even go in once a year. I went in normal once a year, get that stuff back, and he's like, "Look, your blood sugar levels through the roof. You are in bad shape." And I already had the signs of different things coming up. I was getting, numbness in my toes and tingling in my feet, things like that. That's neuropathy, you know.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And it was just crazy. I had a 5-year-old son, and I was not about to go anywhere. Like, no, 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 no.
I have
Um,
a son to raise.
Yeah.
and I just I got going. I had gestational diabetes when I was pregnant, so I knew how to eat. I mean, and look, gestational diabetes. If y'all out there don't know, look, a stick of string cheese and 12 almonds. That's what they want you to eat. Okay,
Hmm.
Wow.
and then you can come back and you can have let's see, 4 carrots, maybe a hard boiled egg. I mean, it was the most stringent diet,
Yeah.
while you're pregnant, right? So
Hmm.
I had the diligence to be able and a dedication to do it. And I went back to
Hmm.
it. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to deprive myself. If I want chocolate, I'm going to have chocolate. What's a healthy way to eat chocolate?
Right.
Let's get chocolate that's higher cocoa, 80%
Mhm.
higher cocoa in it.
Mhm.
That's more antioxidants. That makes it more healthy. Yes, it's going to be a little more bitter, but after a while, you
You
just
get used
really
to it.
enjoy the taste of it and just
Yeah.
how it makes you feel. So I just started going out there and learning how to just really enjoy the things that I wanted to enjoy. If I wanted an In and Out burger, I had it, but I said I want it protein style. I don't
Right.
want any cheese on it, and I started just training myself to do that. And it took me 3 years to release that 118.7 pounds, but slow and
Wow.
steady. My blood sugar went back into the normal levels, and blood pressure. I mean, my blood pressure was through the roof.
Mhm.
I
Really?
also say it's not just about you losing the weight, Tiff. What about this stressful job? What about this toxic relationship you're in? The toxic relationship walked out after I had lost about 40 pounds and started becoming very,
Yeah.
very
Right.
like loving of myself. Like, hey, I actually am worthy. I am enough.
Yeah.
And he saw that and was like, oh wait, ooh, hold up.
I don't like this Tiffany. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
right.
saying? Because
Oh,
they can't handle the more confident person. They like when you don't know who you are. And I'll never forget if somebody saying a saying, it's not that they don't know who you are. They just know that you don't.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Which is so deep.
Absolutely.
But I want to show this picture again because I am going to say this. And I know we always say stuff like this, but I mean, I really mean it. You are definitely beautiful that way. But I love that you feel yourself this way. You know what I'm saying? Like you are beautiful this way too. And it takes a lot of work and takes a lot of work and dedication and
Right.
discipline and
Discipline, yeah.
It
Yeah.
yeah.
How
kind
how
of
did
buddy.
what was your exercise regimen? I mean, if I
Well, let's see. When I first got started with this, it was really get up out from your desk and walk. Like
Mhm.
I said, I was in HR, and when I started this, I was sitting behind a desk sometimes 12 hours a day. And I sometimes would be like, did I go to the restroom today? Like, man. And sometimes
Yeah.
I didn't. I would go right when I got in the office, and I'd go before I left to sit in traffic for an hour and a half to 2 hours going home. So
Yeah.
it's like
It was
you're just
about moving.
stagnant. And it was about movement. I was an athlete in high school, so I knew how to move.
Right.
yeah.
I love weightlifting. I mean, I was a thrower. I was a shot put and discus thrower. I was actually league champion in high school. So again, I was
Oh
very
wow.
competitive. I enjoyed
Hmm.
it. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk a mile a day. That mile
Mm.
turned into 2 miles. That 2 miles turned into 3 miles. When I started walking 3 miles a day, someone was like, why don't you sign up for a 5K? And I'm like, girl, please, I can't walk. I can't do no 5 miles. And she goes, it's 3.1.
Right.
Oh,
And they got me the first time with that too, Tiffany. You weren't
right.
by yourself. I was
I'm
like, wait,
not
I'm not doing
kidding you,
that,
right?
but
So yeah, then I started getting into 5Ks and I loved it. I started getting my son involved in it. We were doing bubble runs and color runs and mud runs
Mm.
and I mean jumper runs. I mean just all sorts.
anything to just stay moving.
Yeah,
Yes, and
yeah.
once I incorporated, my family, some of my friends, I had other moms that they had the same issue. They were like, I'm probably the heaviest I've been in my life, and I need to get moving. So I created that community around me, and I have an amazing friend, even to today. She still is diligent on getting in the gym at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. And she and I started going to Fitness 19 at 4:30, right when they open, 5 days a
Ah,
week. And we would
yeah.
just, we'd get on the treadmill. We started doing some weights together. After a while, we're like, hey, wait a
Man, and then you be feeling
minute.
yourself. Tiffany, I look back at pictures back when I was really, really working out like hard and you could see it and
Yeah,
you feeling so confident. And look, people don't even be trying to talk to you and you be like, no, no, I don't want to talk to you because you be that confident, right? They like, wait, I was just telling you
Mm.
you left your pizza on the top of the car. but but that is a great feeling, to love to just look at yourself when you walk past the mirror and you do that double back, like, you
right.
know what
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
that's hard. That part is hard because I know when I got to like a size 8, I was still wearing size 12s. I had size
Oh
12s in my
yeah.
closet forever. I was cinching up those belts, everything. And when I started dating the man that I married, he was like, why do you always wear all this baggy stuff?
Because you still were kind of living in the like what they
Yeah.
call still living in the fat girl body
Yeah,
in a
I
sense.
really was. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
seeing that other Tiffany. I wasn't seeing the Tiffany that had transformed, even though I was feeling confident in everything because I was doing things. I was lifting weights. I was, walking these miles and stuff. So I was feeling very confident. But that mirror was like my worst enemy because I would
Yeah.
always
Right.
see that old
Yeah.
self. So I started putting affirmations and things all over the house. I had to literally like just seriously reprogram myself. And
Yes.
that's what
Yes.
Absolutely.
and I was
Definitely.
like putting music and different, again, affirmations, different things to just help me to just understand the you're already
Wow.
there. Like you gotta lose that mental girl. And once everything came in balance, also that spiritual, because I was lost with that too.
Right.
That was
Right.
Right.
had to help me get that mental balance again. I had to get in those communities. So I went back to
Mhm.
church. I had lost church for a while because the relationships I was in, they weren't really into that.
Mm.
Wow.
So
Girl, so
Wow.
let's talk about how those relationships pull you away. That's why I said once I let go of that type of relationship, I was like, I will never enter that. And you know what's so funny is I had a post remind me the other day that said, I one thing I know I will not do is go be in another relationship that did not continually lead me toward Christ. And I
yes.
meant that. But it's funny that it reminded me of that a year later, because I'm like, that's why sometimes I like those reminders. Sometimes they can
Yeah.
be bad, but sometimes I'm like, I actually said that a year ago. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
amazing.
It is.
So,
It is.
Miss Tiffany, I am really impressed with your drive, and I'm really inspired by it because the closest I come to running is listening to Run DMC. But your all of your businesses, all of the business that you have, I mean, where do you find the time in 24 hours to do all of that, and still be effective? Because you got a lot of energy today, and I was like, wow, and you got
And
all these businesses. So tell me how you do that.
You also have to have a team behind you as well. So there's a lot of resources out there that you can have, that I didn't even realize were there, that were in other countries, right? These different virtual assistants and things that can take some of the stuff, like the techie stuff. I am not a tech. I
okay.
will
Mhm.
sit and spend all day on the smallest little minute thing, and someone
Right.
else can be like, "Boop, boop," and it's done in 2 minutes, right? So
Right.
I can't stand doing graphic stuff. It is not me. I mean, I'll be
Mm-hmm.
forever. So I had to release some of that power, which was hard, and say, hey, you know what? Let me get a little bit of help and
Mhm.
keep a schedule. I mean, you got to keep that
That
schedule.
schedule got to be tight.
Writing down the night before. I mean, my mentor told me, write it down the night before, and there are things that, maybe you're not going to get everything done, but
But it
prioritize
has to.
all the things and try to get everything done on that list. And if there's something that you didn't get done, that's the bring it up to the top the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to keep chipping away at it. And
Right.
because everything works very much just synergistically with what I'm doing, it's just really pretty easy to balance. I mean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
because they're all separate, but they all intertwine. So it's kind of
Mhm.
amazing how that works with God. When He puts you here, all of these other little sub things
Yeah.
start to form around it, which is kind of amazing. But
Yeah.
I wanted you to touch on, because I know we don't have a lot of time. I just wanted you to touch on a little bit of when you discovered who you were when you were losing the weight and coming out of that toxic relationship and just realizing that it was better in life for you to move on.
Mhm. You know what? It was better. I mean, because it was better for me. It was better for my son, right?
Mm,
And I just really, I had to start just loving myself and, you know, just focusing on my mom, my son, myself. And once I started doing that, I wanted a relationship, right? I mean,
mhm.
everybody wants someone in
Right.
their special. And I ended up just writing out what I wanted, just plain and simple. This
Mm.
is the man that I want in my life. This is how I want my life to be. And I've even gone back to these journals, right? I've gone back to them and I look
Absolutely.
life today and I'm just like, whoa, like you actually did that. Like you wrote it out plain and you just believed that it was going to happen. I just really believed that God was going to bless me with everything that I wanted because I had been through all the bad. So it was like, okay, you know what? You've thrown all this stuff at me, all these different crazy toxic relationships. I mean, I had a man spit in my face
Mm.
that I
Ooh.
was dating. And I just was like, okay, whatever. Because
You
I did
the
not feel, I didn't
mm.
have that self-worth, right?
Mhm.
So I just said, these are the things that I will never, ever, ever tolerate. These are things that I want. And, again, you write it down, you visualize it, and you just stay the course. Just believe it, believe it, believe it, believe it, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right when you think, oh, it's not gonna
Oh,
happen,
yep.
right here, right
Yeah.
when you think it's not gonna
Because
happen,
you have that enemy that's inside, like, that's never going to happen. You're never going to be good enough for that. You're never going to be. I mean, look what you dealt with in the past. I mean, who's going to take you serious? But when you just made that comment, do everybody remember that commercial, that man doing that rotisserie thing? Set it and forget it. You remember that commercial?
Yeah.
It was
Kind
one of those infomercials that would come on at night, and the crowd would be like, set it and forget it,
Yes.
because he would put the meat inside of the thing.
Yeah.
But it made me think that when you write your list, like that thing reminded me the other day, I said it, I put it out there, and then when it reminded me, I'm like, I said it and I forgot it. Not that I didn't believe it, but I trusted that was going to come back to me. You know what I mean? Which is so amazing. And I think sometimes we have to be open to receiving the things that God puts in our place, and not what we're expecting it to be. You know what I mean?
And so what different a lot of times. A lot of times it'll be like, even with, my perfect partner, I had a specific person, whatever, that type, right? For so many years, everybody thought, okay, she's gonna be with this type.
Yep.
And no, I wound up being with a complete opposite.
Yeah, complete
opposite. And it's great. It's my bestest friend.
Right, exactly. And that's what I love, because God is like, okay, so if your type been really working out for you, like you got a type, but it ain't really been working out. So this is what I have, and you can miss it if you want to, but this is what I got for you. So L'Oreal wants to know, do you have workshops that you offer for people who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs?
Yes, I do. I actually do women's retreats. We host women's retreats. I'm leaving tomorrow to go to Cancun for a week for one of our women's retreats. Definitely reach out to me. Email me, please, and just reference this interview with any questions that you have. I do have also one-on-one personal and professional training, and I do corporate training as well.
Oh, look at there, guys. This lady is so on the move. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I have really appreciated about our podcast is God has really set up a stage for us to meet these people who are just doing
incredible
so many wonderful things. And the way we meet is not by chance. Like, even though we crossed on Instagram, we were supposed to cross on Instagram. And like I said, if anybody didn't hear me in the very beginning, I had screenshot her whole entire profile 7 or 8 months ago and didn't remember. And then we connected. I'm just talking to her like, oh, okay, because I would follow her posts. But then as I'm deleting pictures from my phone to create more stories, that you always run out of, I'm like, oh, I screenshot. She was in my subconscious. So I just feel like God creates sometimes these connections. Absolutely. And how you get involved. But I want to say thank, because I know you don't have a lot of time, and I want to be respectful for your time. I just want to say I commend you for all these wonderful steps you have taken, reinventing yourself, helping us reinvent ourselves. Because this is what we need in a community. People saying that, hey, I did this, and I'm not going to hog and keep all of this to myself. I want you to know that you're capable of doing this too. And to me, that's giving back more than anything, and a lot of people like to gatekeep, and they're like, well, I figured it out. You figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think God...
Better together has always been my motto. I mean, and I take that even from the HR, world. We cannot do it alone. We're always going to need someone. Even coaches need coaches. I have a mentor. I have a few mentors and coaches that I go to daily in, certain situations, different, things that I want to create, ideas, whatever that is. We're always going to need someone to help to continue to push us to that next level.
Yeah.
I love that. I thank you. I want to thank you too for sharing your story with us. And then I just want you to, Aaron, give them a challenge really quick.
Yeah, do it real quick. I just wanted to let you know I'm truly, truly inspired by you. And I'm starting right now my fitness journey. I'm only going to go to Olive Garden once a week. Okay, so here's the challenge. Do something that you're scared to do, especially coming up on a new year. If you want to start a business, connect with Miss Tiffany and see the best ways you can do that. If you want to lose weight, if you want to get fit, start today. Here's a resource right here, Miss Tiffany, that you can plug into and get tips that are not so hard. You can start off easy. And I would love to get into 2024 and everybody be inspired by Miss Tiffany and do something and start something that they are afraid to do.
Yeah, take the challenge and know that this woman left her toxic relationships and God opened up new doors. So if there are women out there that are struggling, because men too nowadays, who are very afraid,
women be tripping.
who are very afraid of taking that step because you are afraid of the unknown or just not loving yourself enough to move on. You know, you can do it here. We have a wonderful, actually three wonderful examples here of people who have decided to trust God and move on. So listen, we're all living witnesses. I'm gonna tell y'all, and we don't want to cry a river today, but I can tell y'all. But Tiffany, tell them where they can find you on Instagram, Facebook, under.
Yes. So you can find me, Coach Tiffany Parra, on Instagram, Facebook, also LinkedIn, Coach Tiffany Parra as well. If you just Google Coach Tiffany Parra, you'll find a whole lot of information, some articles, lots of good stuff out there. And if you are interested in being featured in Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine, definitely reach out to me. I'd love to help you shine.
Nice. Thank you so much, Tiffany. And guys, next week we'll have Jay Jackson on the podcast. And you know, we always end December with Jay Jackson. So he'll be back this year, gracing us for the third year in a row. Anyway, Tiffany, you guys have a safe trip. And thank you for spending your time with us. And don't hang up. Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.